So welcome to Lakeland. Welcome to Lakeland STEAM and Recreation Center. So we were very excited to welcome everyone today and to really just start this new chapter and what's possible for our students and to begin the next phase of the work with this partnership. So to start with, I wanted to just welcome and thank in particular the partnership with Baltimore City Recreation and Park, with UMBC, with Northrop Grumman, and with Baltimore City Public Schools. So this has been an amazing partnership and really shows what can happen in a public-private partnership and the potential of what we can create for our students and what's possible for them. So today we got to see a snapshot of that as we were coming in, and I think we got to see the beginnings of where our students can go and to also see what power and potential they already have when we give them that opportunity to shine. So with that, I want to go ahead and I want to celebrate this renovation and really think about the next steps of this building and thank our generous donors who have really made this possible. And it's been a team effort. So for me, seeing everyone today and getting to shake hands and share smiles with some folks was really something special for me as well. So thank you. So I want to talk a little bit about next steps and where we are. So today's the beginning. The partners are excited to continue the work. We're looking forward to continuing to give, a facelift to the building and the exteriors and the windows and those things, to continuing to work with Northrop Grumman and to expand programming opportunities for our students. We're starting to plan and think about the equipment and the programs that can go in each of the room. We have a lot of offerings for all ages, and it's something for us. We continue to think, well, how are we supporting this age group or this particular population? And I think that's something that having partners who are coming to us and saying, hey, I think you should meet this person because they do this. It's something that really is an organic growth that we've seen start to transition and take those next steps. So thank you for being here. Before I introduce our first speaker, Ms. Kathy Warden, President of Northrop Grumman and COO, I want to acknowledge a couple of our visitors today and give them a special thank you and welcome. So first off, for Senator Cardin and Senator Van Hollen, and thank you for coming today. We appreciate your support. Our mayor will be here in a few minutes, and you'll get to hear from her, so we want to thank her when she gets here. Speaker Pro Tem Adrian Jones, thank you for being here today. Senator Bill Ferguson, thank you. Delegate Brooke Learman, Delegate Robin Lewis, thank you as well for being here. And on behalf of Representative Cummings, we have Felicia Lane, and on behalf of Representative Ruppersberger, we have Ashley Meyer, so thank you to both of you for being here. And Janice Lane, our Executive Director of Teaching and Learning, as a representative for Dr. Sonia Santalisas, thank you for being here today. And we have George and Betsy Sherman, who have been working with us a number of years along the way, doing some work that started 6 years ago. So we're really excited for them to be here as well. We have Lizelle Harry, from the Weinberg Foundation, and they came in with generous gifts to help support some of this work that we're seeing today, so thank you. And then I want to give a quick shout out to Miss Oliver. So when I first started here, our PTA president, now the Neighborhood Association president. Thank you. Veronica Purcell, thank you for being here as well as Lakeland Community Association. And of course, we're going to give a lot more thanks to different partners from Recreation and Park. Director Moore, thank you. And our friends at UMBC who started in this work with us and have been engaged in this growth that's happened along the way. Mr. Rubowski in particular, thank you. All right, so I want to turn over the floor and I want to welcome Ms. Kathy Warden, our president of Northrop Grumman. And as she comes up, just say a few words about the partnership. So after the Baltimore uprisings, we were able to host a walkthrough visit with some of the leadership team from Northrop Grumman, and they were interested in figuring out how they could continue to help and support the work in Baltimore City, and in particular looking at Baltimore City schools. And for me, that was something that was exciting to see, that commitment and that energy energy. And it was something that, while I was excited, you never know how those first introductions and meetings are going to go. And upon shaking hands, it was quickly evident to me that they were in the work for the right reason, and they were committed to taking the next steps with us. And not only were they willing to give us a check, which to make this place possible definitely required that, so we appreciated that. But they were willing to dig into the work, and they were willing to have their teams of volunteers come out. So we regularly have Northrop Grumman staff members who are here, who are reading to the kids in the afternoon. I walked a gentleman in, he had a box of books he was donating to the library. And I think that is a typical interaction that we have and something that we really appreciate. So with that, Ms. Warden, thank you, and come on up.
Well, we are so proud to be here today. This has been a labor of love for our people and our company, and it's just a great day. We are in this ceremony to acknowledge so many people, their vision, their efforts, and particularly just the fact that it's a group of people helping other people. And that's what it takes to make our communities better. So as I stand here today, I don't want Northrop Grumman to be viewed as the organization that should have credit. This has been a large team effort. So thank you, Senator Cardin, Senator Van Hollen, Mayor Pugh when she arrives, all the elected officials who are here today. Your leadership, the visibility in the community, your commitment to making our communities better, it's critical. It's critical to help our students see that leaders are behind them and that we want to develop diverse and qualified workforce for the future. As a company, we care greatly about that, but at the core, we care about the kids, and so do you. So thank you for your support. And it's true, as Najib said, it was after the unrest in Baltimore in 2015 when we wanted to make a difference. And we didn't want to just make a difference in that moment, but we wanted to make a lasting difference. And we had resource, we had dollars, and we had people who wanted to help. But what we didn't know is how. And so we reached out to UMBC in a fantastic partnership that had already existed, and the UMBC partnership with Baltimore City Public Schools was already in place. And it was Freeman who talked to us about supporting 3 schools in particular, and that's how we got started. We committed to supporting our partners in this effort by providing both wraparound services and financial support. And we leveraged the work of numerous nonprofit partnerships and the time and the talent of our employees who are still very actively engaged. Lakeland Elementary Middle School is one of the partner schools, and the Northrop Grumman Foundation pledged $1.67 million to renovate this center in order to transform it into the STEAM center that you see today.
Applaud the money, folks.
And while our contribution was important, it was not alone. We were joined by community donors such as the Baltimore Recreation and Parks, the Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Foundation, the South Baltimore Gateway Partnership, and we're so proud to just be a part of the community coming together. In addition to recognizing our fellow funders, we also have to recognize the many people who have contributed to the partnership along this journey. UMBC has been a partner in so many ways, not just giving us the ideas and how to get started, but providing a vision and a constant drumbeat around a model for STEM in our communities and an ecosystem that we could be part of to continue a commitment long term. It's not just been the leadership at UMBC, it's been the staff, the teachers, the students, and all who have volunteered to make this a place of learning and a place of community. Our 3 school principals, Principal Jamal here at Lakeland, Principal Bagdatiglia at Ben Franklin, Principal Woodhouse at Excel, they've all had vision, they've had commitment, but most of all, they've had a love for their students that just shows through in everything that they do. Principal Jamal's enthusiasm is contagious. I remember the first time we met. It was a big commitment on our company's part to engage in a program like this, but I knew that we were in good hands because of his enthusiasm and his heart. The STEAM Center and the Baltimore Recreation and Park staff, who have been offering the programming in the center and will continue to do so, are also such an important part of making this center real. Our nonprofit partners, such as the Maryland Business Roundtable and other organizations who have provided programming and STEM enrichment and the development for students and teachers at Lakeland, also are key contributors. So we're proud to stand here today and realize the vision of so many people and the contributions of so many to make a community better. And it will do so through the resume workshops, through the student activities, through the STEAM family nights, the after-school STEM clubs. All of these activities will contribute to people aspiring for more and achieving more. So we look forward to supporting Baltimore Recs and Parks and Lakeland Elementary and Middle in reaching the shared goal that we all have for this community. And we are so truly happy to be a part of it. So thank you for having us here today. We look forward to celebrating with each and every one of you.
All right, I want to keep us moving, but I do want to give a special thanks also to a couple additional people who are starting to support different rooms. So when we think of the vision of what can happen in those rooms, so to Ms. Gloria Flock, thank you for being a reader with us along the way and supporting the computer lab. Mr. Mike Hankey and your wife Kathy Benson, who have even recently led one of our STEAM family coding nights, so thank you to you as well. Jonathan and Elizabeth Phillipson, so for our nutrition activity and getting our nutrition club here and getting students engaged in that, we appreciate that. And Robert and Gail Sherzan, thank you for new friends and for starting to engage in this work and think of what's possible. So we want to appreciate all of you, so thank you. All right, with that, we have another amazing leader who's going to come up. So Senator Ben Cardin, thank you, and come on up.
Wow. This is an incredible moment, and I'm very pleased that Senator Van Hollen is with me. On our federal delegation, we also bring you greetings from Dutch Ruppersberger, Elijah Cummings, and John Sarbanes. We are so impressed by this partnership that has brought to our children what they need for their future. This is all about our future. It's all about our children. And thank you for making this possible. To Kathy Warden and Northrop Grumman, a great, great company that keeps us safe. The technologies that are developed there, the products that are developed there, are not only critically important for our national defense, and it is critically important for our national defense and our allies around the world, but through the tech transfer provides quality of life every day for the people of America. It gives us our competitive advantage. A great, great company. And to UMBC and Dr. Freeman-Hrabowski, you have created an environment where you have allowed our brightest to be able to develop their full potential so that we have the workforce we need in order that Northrop Grumman type companies can succeed in the global economy. That's what you do at UMBC. So you have two incredible partners here working with Baltimore City. But both of those partners also understand that they need to get back to the community. And Northrop Grumman is a great corporate citizen, which are giving back to help our children. And to that, we don't take for granted. We say thank you for doing that. And Dr. Hrabowski, you at UMBC, you've told us that you may start with people telling you you're not going to succeed. They may even tell you you're a 16th seed. But watch out! So this is the inspiration that you bring to this partnership. And to Mayor Pugh, I thank you for recognizing the partnerships that are needed for our children. Through the school system and through rec and parks, you've brought together recognizing that education's the great equalizer. We recognize that. It's the great equalizer. I'm a proud product of the Baltimore City Public Schools. And I thank the schools every day for the opportunities you gave this student at Liberty School number 64. But you also recognize that you got to bring to your students what they need to succeed. It starts pre-K and it goes through 12. They have to have the foundation. And it's beyond what you can do physically in a classroom. You've got to be able to supplement that. And what you've done here at Lakeland will be able to give us that ability so the youngsters will be prepared for the education at UMBC to develop the next type of technology we need to keep us safe around the world. It starts right here, and we're proud of what you've been able to accomplish. It really is an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you. So, Senator Van Hollen, we would love to hear from you.
Well, thank you, Principal Jamal, and thank you and your fellow principals for what you're doing every day here for our students and our kids as part of the Lakeland School community. And it's great to be here with my friend and the senior senator from Maryland, Ben Cardin, and also bring you wishes from others in the delegation. And this really is a premier example of a team effort that works for the community. And it's always great to see people coming together for this kind of purpose, and especially great to be here in the great city of Baltimore. And Mayor Pugh, thank you for your leadership. And what we're seeing here in this partnership where the Baltimore City School System and Parks and Recreation team up with two powerhouse institutions is a great example of how we can help provide opportunities to our kids. And so, like Senator Cardin, I want to thank Northrop Grumman not only for what it does for our national defense in terms of providing our soldiers with what they need in the field, but recognizing that our national defense, at the end of the day, depends on making sure we have folks who can have the skills to defend our country and have a strong economy, which is essential, of course, for a strong defense. And that means making sure we have a prepared workforce. So to Kathy Warden and Sandra Evers-Manley, and Mark Kaler, and the entire team at Northrop Grumman, both those who are still on active duty at Northrop Grumman, but also I know we have some retirees from Northrop Grumman. Thank you for giving of your financial support, but also the talent that you bring, because I know a lot of your employees and former employees are going to be helping serve as mentors to students here. So we're very grateful to that. And of course, the other part of this powerhouse duo, Freeman Hrabowski, Dr. Hrabowski, it is really great to see you. I think, as Senator Cardin said, the country got a sense of the fortitude and grit of UMBC in that great basketball upset. But the country also got a sense of what we in Maryland already knew, which is this is an institution, UMBC, that is committed to academic excellence for every student. So Dr. Hrabowski, thank you. Thank you for being the maestro at UMBC in our system here. And we're very fortunate to have the partnership among these institutions, the Baltimore City School System with these two powerhouse institutions. And it's great to see so many excited adults. It was even more wonderful to see so many excited students as I was coming in the door. As we talked to the principal about, you know, sometimes it's students waiting for the closing bell to run out. Here they were lining up the door to get in, and to see the new digital video center and the I Read, I Rhyme program, and to see the labs is to see this sort of opportunity to unleash the spark of an imaginative spark and creativity in our students. The makers movement in our country has shown that if you provide students with these tools and give them a little bit of guidance, that you can help spark their imagination, and they can then do great things. And the key is making sure that that opportunity is available to all our students. And that's what this partnership and this STEAM Center is all about. Also providing, of course, opportunities for teacher training and professional development, as well as to the parents in the community. And I think that whole wraparound effort is going to be essential to its success. And finally, building that pipeline, right, from learning, starting at the earliest ages, and I was pleased to learn this has become a Judy Center, this school for early education, learning from the earliest ages, K through 12, then on to higher education, whether it's a community college or four-year institution, and then on to a great job. So creating a pipeline from a great learning environment to a great college like UMBC, and then on to a great employer like Northrop Grumman. And if you look at number one up there, the Cyber Patriot Student Program, it's a great example of how Maryland can benefit from one of our comparative advantages, because we are home to the U.S. Cyber Command, and there's a great demand for skills, STEM skills, for our kids. And the sooner they get exposed to those kind of learning opportunities, the sooner they can then go on to a great school like UMBC, and then they can go on to a great employer with good paying jobs like Northrop Grumman. So this is a partnership that I think is a great example and model for others in the country. I'm excited to be here. I want to thank everybody who's part of it. And I see our colleagues from the state legislature, of course from the city government and federal partners. We're here to say this is an exciting effort. We look forward to continue to work with all of you. Take care and onwards.
All right, up next, we are excited to have Mayor Pugh come up. Within the last year, she was reading to our students in the library, so it's great to see you back, and we appreciate your team and all of your support at Lakeland.
First, let me say thank you to all of our partners. Northrop Grumman, just a great institution, corporation in our community that does so much for so many. And certainly the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, Freeman Hrabowski, the renowned Freeman Hrabowski, thank you so much. I mean, you've understood what is needed in our community for a very, very long time. I also want to take a moment to thank some of our other partners who are here. The Weinberg Foundation, Gloria Flausch, Mike Hinckley and Kathy Benson, the South Baltimore Partnership, and so many more. You know, this is what we call a partnership, all of us working together, understanding that the greatest investment that we can make is in our young people, you know, because they truly are our future. And I can tell you early on when we started focusing on some of our major problems in Baltimore City, reducing violence, we also realized that the investment in young people is really important. And what we do for them at their earliest age changes the trajectory of their lives. And, you know, I want people to know that there's so much going on in our city. And when you look at programs like this, over 100 camps, and I don't know that Reggie gets to share that with you all, over 100 different camps that exist in this city to make sure that our young people have a real chance at success. When I made Baltimore City Community College free, people balked. They said, why would you do that? And I said, because if you'd had the opportunity to walk with me in neighborhoods and communities like Cherry Hill and on Pennsylvania Avenue or Gilmore Homes, where parents were running out and saying, thank you for giving my child a chance to go to college. Because what folks don't seem to understand, Freeman, is that the reason some parents don't push their children towards college or university is because they can't afford to. And they don't want to raise expectations, but we should be raising the expectations for our young people, and that's what this effort is. I want to take a special thank you, too, to our state delegation, because what we did was focus on education, resources for recreation. I see Senator Ferguson is here. I thought I saw Brooke Learman. I'm not sure if she's here. But, you know, we focused on making sure that we brought back resources for educating our community. You know, we brought back $1 billion. We're on track to build more new schools in Baltimore City than the entire state of Maryland, 28 brand new schools in this city. I think we have 7 up now. We brought back $29 million for just... $29 million on recreation programs and community schools. That's what this is, a community school. And that's what we want folks to understand. This is not just from the time the child enters, in the morning to leaving school. This is about community. Now you can come in here and learn and do and be prepared to become all that you can become. And so I'm really grateful also to my federal partners who get it. I'm telling you, I was in Washington, D.C. testifying around some of the needs of the city. And a gentleman walked in, he said, I just want you to know that Ben Cardin and your Senator Van Hollen have already put those things in the budget. We're talking about transportation dollars and infrastructure dollars, all that will help improve Baltimore City. So I'm excited about this partnership. I'm excited about the future for our young people. I'm grateful to Northrop Grumman, to all of our partners in this, because they realize that an investment in our young people is an investment in the future. It is the best investment we can make. There should not be a child standing on the corners of our streets not knowing where to go or what to do. We should be directing them, moving them into programs like this. They exist around our city, so we've got to raise the conversation and push that information out here. And I hope all of you get an opportunity to take a look at all the programs that will be offered here. While it's being offered here, it's being offered in other parts of our city. This partnership, and I have to say this to the private sector, thank you. Thank you for stepping up. And I can tell you, each and every time we ask, and it is a legitimate ask, whether it is our philanthropic community, thank you. So give them a big round of applause. George and them, whatever you ask, they're always there for our city. And whenever we ask, I needed to do ROCA, focusing in on 17 to 24-year-old offenders. I went to the business community. I said, I need $10 million. Before I walked out the room, I had 6, and before the end of the month, I had 10. So this community gets it. We need to make sure that we take advantage of the opportunities. Let's direct our children into these positive opportunities so they become more positive individuals and they see their future in you, in us, and all of us working with them. Thank you all.
So thank you, Mayor Pugh. We are definitely a proud community school, and I know that's an initiative that your office, the Family League supports, and the YMCA is our community school partner, so we're excited for those opportunities. I want to introduce Director Moore and have Director Moore from Baltimore City Recs and Parks come up and say a few words. I'm sorry.
Good morning, and welcome to the new Lakeland Community and STEAM Center, one of 43 recreation centers managed by the Department of Recreation and Parks. It is an honor and my privilege to be surrounded by so many influential individuals, leaders who leverage their time, their resources, and influence with one common goal: to provide our youth with quality STEAM learning opportunities. As the Director of Recreation and Parks, creating programs that enrich the lives of our young people is one of our pillars of our agency's vision. Today, we honor the meaningful partners that made this vision a reality. I want to extend a sincere thanks to the elected officials, Northrop Grumman, UMBC, and Baltimore City Public Schools for your contributions. But I would like to also thank our Recreation and Park staff for their hard work in preparing Lakeland for this moment. And I will conclude with a few words of inspired statements of what I feel about our partnership. Teamwork is the ability to work together towards a common goal. The ability to direct individual accomplishments towards organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to obtain uncommon results. By Andrew Carnegie. Thank you.
Up next, we have Mr. Mark Kaler, our Corporate Vice President and President of Mission Systems for Northrop Grumman. So thank you.
Thank you, Najib. It's a little cliche, but it really does take a village to achieve a milestone like this. And so I just want to spend a couple of minutes thanking a few of the members of the Northrop Grumman community who are part of that village. Particularly, I'd like to focus on Gloria Flock, who is our former Chief Operating Officer, and Mike Henke, who is a former Vice President at Northrop Grumman. Without their personal contribution and involvement, this would not be possible. I'd also like to thank our employee volunteers. Many of them are here. They serve as tutors in the math and reading program. They serve as celebrity readers as well. And we're already seeing the results. This partnership has led to the Lakeland students scoring higher than the Baltimore City average in the Maryland Park test for math. So. And the partnership reinforces the link between academics and career opportunities in STEM. So just thank you to all for your contributions of time, talent, and in some cases, treasure. Given the rapid advancements in technology, I cannot understate the importance of this, this project. And it's more than about being just a good neighbor. One of our goals here is to help create that talent pipeline for the next generation technology workforce. We'd love nothing more than to see a member of this community come up with that next big innovation to solve a challenging national security problem. By partnering to develop skills early, we are helping students, families, community members all compete in the workforce of today and the workforce of tomorrow. To put those skills to use in the community, as well as in careers like aerospace engineering, radar development, satellite communications, cybersecurity, and on and on and on. So thanks to the Northrop Grumman employees who made this possible and to everyone who's been involved in this village. I hope to see you all soon at a volunteer event soon. Thank you.
All right, and looking at our two final speakers, I almost feel like if we were a university, we could give like an honorary teacher type of distinguishment for them. So up next, we have Ms. Sandra Evers-Manley. Thank you so much. So she is here regularly reading to our kids in the classroom and just a part of the work for a long time. So thank you.
Thank you, Principal Jamal. A day of purpose, a day of pride, a day of community, a day of love. This morning I came very early because I wanted to talk to the students. I wanted to hear from them, and that's what this day is about. It's about our generation for the future, and it's about our community. I also came because I wanted to talk to the parents. 3 years ago, I met members of the PTA. I met members of the community who talked about this great community. And they said, Sandra, there's great minds here. We just need the resources. We've got a great principal, we've got great students, and we've got great parents. I made a call to a guy by the name of Dr. Freeman Rabowski. And he said, Sandra, I just need Northrop Grumman on board, and we can make great things happen. Today is a great thing. Today is what our headlines should be about in the news. Young people here as early as 6:45 a.m. wanting to get into the STEAM Center. Parents who said, now I don't have to worry after school. My child can learn about technology. My child can learn about Northrop Grumman. So I say to everyone who's been involved in this great day, the Northrop Grumman Foundation, we look to support sustainable programs that's not just going to build a building, but it's going to transform lives. And today, thanks to your vision, Freeman, we're transforming lives. We're in good hands here at Lakeland, thanks to you, Principal Jamal. There's so many individuals who are part of this. And I will just say, our young people are so proud that you took time out to say, yes, you can, and yes, you will. On behalf of the Northrop Grumman Foundation, we're honored to be a part of this great day. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Sandra. Up next, we have our 4th grade math teacher, Dr. Freeman Rubowski.
So I walked into the school and Micaiah was there, and she said, "I knew you were coming." And then she wanted to tell me about the high school. She's in 6th grade now. And she looked me in my eyes and she said, with great confidence, "I'm going to be a biomedical engineer." It was powerful. And my thought was, she's 6th grade now. We've got good 5 years to do just that. This is a powerful moment. All the elected officials. It's got to be a big deal when you got the senators at the federal level, state level, Speaker Pro Tem, the mayor here, everybody. I mean, it's amazing. It is. We believe in Baltimore City. Give Baltimore City a round of applause. And we believe in the Baltimore City Public Schools. Give them a round of applause. But I want you to give the biggest round of applause for our children, our teachers, Najib, and the parents and the community. Give them all a round of applause. I'm seeing they're running it, and they're working it. They're working it. Hey. I love that. If you look at them, when you see them around, you might think they are professionals, but they are students here, but they are serious about what they're doing as they're documenting. I love it. So let me say to you that you heard that term preschool. Let me start there. It's been years that 2 people have been talking to me and my colleagues about the need to be far more deliberate, proactive, and effective in helping our children from birth to age 5. They were saying what the neuroscientists have been saying a long time. That's when everything happens. It's such a large percentage of what we develop in our brain power. And one is a teacher, former teacher in an all-minority black school, and the other is a former engineer. They're both philanthropists. Give the Shermans a big round of applause, would you please? Start there. Really start there. So I want you to think about this marriage of these 2 things. And it is, you know, when you have awful things like Freddie Gray, you have to think, where's the hope? Mayor, you and your city officials, states and others have worked to build the hope. Well, it was amazing when you can hear somebody like Sandra talking on behalf of West Bush and all the others who've been there, Wes and Sandra, and now Kathy, so thankful to you, you know, and Gloria, who was there, and Mark, who's there now, and Jennifer and Mike. Here's the point. When they called me, they said, we don't just want to do something, we want to make a difference. What could we do to make a difference? Well, we had begun working, Greg and all of my colleagues, all the UMBC folks in the room, raise your hands, give them a round of applause. All my UMBC, got a whole lot of folks here from UMBC. I'm very proud of them. Very proud of. You don't have deans and faculty going out to schools often. I mean, they don't get paid for this. They're here because they care. But I want you to hear me say this. It's so important to remember that when people give, they can give to check the box, or they can give because they really care. And what Northrop said as a company, from West Bush on, now to Kathy and everybody in between, and as Sandra was delivering this message, it was, we want to make a difference in the lives of children. And they understood, and I give Sandra the credit for this. Kathy, you've helped me with this. The idea of getting to know the people, the leaders, the community, right? And what they said to me was, resources meant not just the money, which is important, right? But the people, the skills, the heart, the aspirations, to let them know what's possible, to have people in here, and you got them all here tonight. So this is what I want you to remember. This is what Najib, we chose Najib. Where's Najib? We chose him, and I don't want to say the superintendent was wonderful. When we wanted somebody who would work with us as an effective partner. These teachers here are amazing. These children here are amazing. Their families are amazing. They are connected. Give the leadership a round of applause, would you? So he said something prophetic, because I had planned to say it and I'll say it now. I want you all to think of this as a commencement exercise. We have been I was over in DC this morning with a high school, and I said to them, this is just the beginning. You've been preparing for this moment. Now you're really ready to learn. Well, we have been learning here, and there's no doubt we have made substantial progress, that our 3rd and 4th grade children at the state average. My challenge to the country is even the state average is not where it needs to be, but it's better than it was, right? So the key is this. How do we make sure every child learns to read critically and to solve math problems? And I want to leave you with a quote, but I want to leave you with that which gives me the most goosebumps, a math problem. See, we can talk about the politicians, the philanthropists, the president, but in the bottom line, it's going to be the thinking skills of those children. The sense of self, which just seems but the thinking skills of these kids. And we want them to learn how to think critically. And so here's the math problem for the room. Not to solve it now, but to talk about it. 29 children are in a class. 20 have dogs, 15 have cats. How many have both a dog and a cat? That problem all over the world. People are discussing it. I want people in Baltimore City and in Lakeland talking about it. I got my math teacher looking at me and others here because it's a way of thinking. I close with words from that great mathematician, Aristotle. That's a joke, folks. That's a joke, all right? He said, excellence is never an accident. It is the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wisest choice among many options. And then he said something that gave me goosebumps. He said, choice, not chance, determines destiny. Choice, not chance, determines destiny. One of my young colleagues just challenged me and she said, yeah, that's true, but what about the child who doesn't have the chance to make a choice? There is the ineluctable question, all right? I challenge us to give these children that very chance so they can make the choice. Thank you all very much.
All right, with that, we are just beginning the work, and we invite you to stay with us for a few minutes. We have some cake in the computer lab and technology center. You're welcome to tour the building, and I think you got a taste of what a true partnership is and how everyone has come in together. We were able to hear from and name a few people, but it's the work of everyone in this room. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you here volunteering, reading to our students, and digging into some math problems. So thank you.